money.
What's up, internet? Corey Zamey here, back again, another weekend adventure in video game hunting. I have to apologize. I was gonna get a new phone. I was gonna get the iPhone 5, but I'm po, so that's gonna have to wait until I get paid on Friday. So we're gonna have to suffer through this shitty fucking phone one more time. I promise you one more time. But let's make the most of it. We got a few tag sales this morning, and a few of them are advertising games, so let's get to them. So as you saw, not really a great deal on the PlayStation 2. I did pick it up for $30. It does have Ultimate Spider-Man, which is a game I always wanted to play back in the day, and I might try it out now. So let's head on to the next one. I saw a lot of fucking signs on the way over here. We're pretty deep into Southington right now, so let's follow some signs for a little bit. Have any other video games with you?
Not as high. Probably
You wouldn't happen to have any old video games for sale, would you? Video games?
we don't have video games, do we? No. Just the movies, okay.
Alright guys, let's take a look at everything I got this weekend. I found this first item on Friday before I had to go to work. First up, we have a boxed GameCube, which is really cool because it's the black model and it's in pretty good condition. It has the controller, all the hookups, and it came with a bonus game, Mario Party 4, which is pretty good because that's gonna pretty much, when I get rid of this, is gonna pay for the system, so that was basically free. Paid $15 for this. I also picked up at the same tag sale a Pokemon Welch's grape juice or something glass. My mom is telling me it's a Welch's grape jelly glass, but that's in the cupboard, so I don't really give a fuck. But it was pretty cool. It had Psyduck on it though, kind of lame. And on to Saturday, I had two tag sales on my mind that had video games listed. And the first one had PlayStation 2 with games, Xbox with games, and also supposedly had Game Boy Advance SP and DS, but I'm pretty sure someone called ahead and had them hold those, because I'm pretty sure I was one of the first people there. And they didn't have that, and they didn't mention anything about it, so I'm assuming someone had already reserved it with them, which is unfortunate. PS2 has the network adapter, a few games with it. This case is empty. I'm assuming the game is in there. I haven't checked yet. I don't know if the system works. It's basically worth the same to me whether or not it works, so it's not really a big deal. Some crappy games, The Scorpion King, Rise of the Arcadian, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon 2, 2007 First Contact. I don't know. I don't care about Tom Clancy games generally, even like Splinter Cell I can give a fuck less about. And the game that I actually did want, Ultimate Spider-Man. Unfortunately, I learned after I picked this up, I mainly picked this up not only because it's a PlayStation 2, but because it had this game, and I always wanted to play them when it had first come out, but I never did. This actually apparently has a special edition, which I'm going to want to pick up instead. So, if I could find the special edition for a reasonable price, I could replace this one. And it came with some third-party controllers, but I left those in the car because I'm too lazy to bring them in, and they're third-party controllers so they can go fuck themselves. Alright, next up, you're going to see a picture that I'm going to insert after this that is of the fucking gigantic tote of awesome stuff that this guy brought out at this tag sale. But he was also a collector, unfortunately, so he knew the price of everything. And he said he would have taken like $250 for the entire tote. So let's look at what the tote had. It's not going to be a very detailed picture, it's just a quick picture I took of it. So what you can probably make out from that picture, he had Mario 64 with the manual, a Super Nintendo Mini, which I already have in the box, so I don't really care for that. But here are the things that I did manage to get out of him, but I did pay what I believe is almost close to top dollar for these for a tag sale. I got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, DuckTales with the manual, a yellow Game Boy Color, and it comes with Pokemon Yellow Special Pikachu Edition. And this is in really good shape. The save battery works, which is awesome. I actually have to check to see which one. I think mine might still be in better shape than this, but this is still really good. Unfortunately, the Game Boy Color itself, it works, but the sound has like a metallic twang to it, so it's kind of fucked up. But I'm thinking I'm gonna try and collect more of the Game Boy Color systems, like the different colors. I have the Atomic Purple one, which is the one I use generally when I'm playing Game Boy Color games and Game Boy games. I also still have my teal one from childhood, and now I have this yellow one. I would like to get one of those special Pokemon ones, preferably the yellow one, I think. So I could go with Pokemon Yellow, that'd be pretty cool. But for these items here, I believe I paid $45, which is really fucking steep for a tag sale for only getting like what I would consider 3.5 items, because the Game Boy came with the Pokemon game. But considering all the other stuff he had, he also wanted it, like the price went down exponentially when I took a few items out. So I'm still very happy with what I have. After I sell the Pokemon game, I should have only spent like maybe $20 for the stuff I kept. Here's a random pickup I had at a tag sale. Paid $1 for another only on Xbox title. It's the only reason I pick these games up. I don't just pick up random Xbox games. I pick them up only if they have the only on Xbox thing on them. And this is Bicycle Casino. It includes Texas Hold'em. It includes it maybe because Texas Hold'em is like the most popular casino game, and you figure if you don't, mention that on the box, people might not care for it. Whatever. This part's going to be the test as to whether or not my fiance watches my videos. This is going to be one of her Christmas presents because she really likes Yoshi. Went to, I think it was a Super Kmart or a Big Kmart, I don't really know what the difference is. That's going out of business, and they had this on sale 30% off, so I only paid, I believe, $6 for this. It usually goes for like $9. It's a Yoshi figure. I know I've gotten her one in the past that's a lot smaller, but this is the bigger one, and I think it's pretty cool. And as always, to round out my Saturday, I stopped by Sam's booth at the flea market, and he picked up a few new titles. One that I wanted, Mortal Kombat 4 for the PlayStation 1, really nice condition. And moving on with my Game Boy purchases this week, I got my first 101 Game Boy Advance SP. This is the one with the brighter screen, which is pretty cool. I might be using this one more often than I use my custom one, just because of that brighter screen. That's really cool. Wish the condition was a little bit better, but it's still not bad. It's mostly some superficial scratches, but the back, like the stickers, are kind of faded. This is not that bad, it's just this sticker, and the edges have a little wear and tear on them. Guys, I think I cracked the code to finding games at the flea market. Apparently, if I don't record any footage, the games will show up. It's like they're fucking hiding. Because I went to 3 flea markets today. I completely struck out at the Newington flea market because there was absolutely... Oh, I didn't completely strike out. I'm fucking this up. As I was leaving, I found Super Star Wars for the Super Nintendo. I think I had this game when I was a kid. Really difficult, but it's a really good game. Next, I went over to the Wallingford flea market, and for once they had quite a few games there. There's strewn about, but this one's a little bit faded. This vendor had a Nintendo in the styrofoam with a whole bunch of controllers. All the controllers were super grimy. The system was dirty as hell. She didn't know if it worked. Wanted $50 for the console and the controllers. Had to pass on that, obviously. In the game, she wanted $5 each, I believe. And I ended up paying her $4 for this one. This is Gunsmoke by Capcom. It also comes with a manual. And I hear it's a pretty good game. I think I've seen someone review it. It looks like it'll be fun. Also at the flea market was this cat attacking the games. It will smell like something. Anyway, picked up 4 games from a different vendor. This game I've never heard of. It has this weird case. Normally you'd have like the usual PlayStation spine, but that's different. It's an Age Tech game. Board game Top Shop. It looks like it's a board game that's based on buying new shops and upgrading the shops. Yeah, I really have no fucking clue. I picked it up because I never heard of it, and the case looked pretty cool. And then I got Tomb Raider 2, 007, Agent Under Fire. I'm not sure if I own this one. I might already own it. I wasn't sure. I didn't feel like checking while I was there. And Star Wars Starfighter. This is the game that I used to play over one of my friend's house quite a bit. I remember we rented it, and it's quite a bit of fun, actually. And for all that, I ended up paying $9 because he wanted 2 for $5, and I offered him 8 for all 4. And we had a miscommunication where I thought he agreed to it. I handed him $8. And then he spent what felt like 5 minutes trying to get change because he wanted 9. Like, I had $8, I had a 5 and 3 ones. He didn't want that, he wanted 9. So he had to break my 20. And it like completely wiped him out of all the singles he had. So that seems like a dumb move on his part. And for the first time, I went to the Plainville VFW. Every once in a while they have a comic and card show, I guess. A whole bunch of comic books. I decided to go. I wasn't actually expecting video games. I figured it was a possibility because, you know, comics, cards, someone might bring some video games to sell. And they did. There was a normal vendor that I've seen before at like the flea market. I passed up on some of his games. Maybe you'll see some footage before this clip, actually. And another one that I wasn't familiar with had Legend of Zelda Link to the Past 4 Swords, complete in box. This box is whooped to shit. I wish I had like taken the time to look on eBay because and it goes for around 15 to 20, but considering the condition of this box, this thing is absolutely beat. And the manual inside is pretty whooped too. So thank you for joining me on this weekend adventure in video game hunting. Next week we're going to do another $40 challenge, meaning I could spend $40, no more than $40, not a penny more than $40. Did one of these a few weeks ago. I actually don't remember how successful it was. I think I might have found nothing that week, so it wasn't really a big deal. But it will suck if I find a whole shit ton of games, but I'm going to be getting a new phone that Friday, so... And also gonna hopefully have some more videos coming up for you. Probably some more of my Let's Play Something video series that I tried to start and eventually, like after 2 episodes, stopped doing. Hopefully I can do some more of those. Once I get the new phone, maybe have some better time editing that, because that was a fucking disaster when I was doing that. So if you liked the video, please leave a like rating, comment, subscribe. Question this week is, what game would you like to see maybe a 20, maybe 30-minute Let's Play on? Probably not going to finish the game, obviously, unless it's an old Nintendo game and I'm actually decent at it, which, spoiler alert, I'm not good at any Nintendo games. Not one. But, leave a comment below if you've seen me pick up a game and you're just like, hey, why don't you play that one? That one's a good one. Why don't you, show us that one? And also subscribe so you can see more of this garbage that I put out on the internet every week. Keep it real, internet. I gotta eat some bacon.